time for exact notes. It's just exact notes. Music rocks. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Essential Elements for Ukulele course day 1. You should have already watched the video on how to tune. You'll have to tune it all the time, just so you know. Every day, pretty much you play, you're going to want to do a little bit of tuning. This is the book we're going to be using, and I'm going to have you flip in if you want to read this. There's kind of an interesting story about the history of ukulele right there. I'm not going to do that. Different types of ukuleles and stuff, and then this happy little guy. If you keep up with your ukulele studies, then one of these days you could look as happy as him. Look at him. Isn't he the happiest little fellow you've ever seen? I know, right? Well, anyway. We are going to go to page 5, and I'm going to walk you through how to do this. So, the first thing we're going to do is the C chord. This is supposed to look like the top of your ukulele. This top thick black line is this, right here, this white piece, and this is called the nut. And it's not crazy, it's not that kind of nut. It's because it used to be made from the tree of, it used to be made from the wood of a nut tree. And that was different than a lot of the other pieces that came from different things. I don't know as much about the history of the ukulele, but that's why that is called that. And the 4 lines are the 4 strings, and the smaller lines are the metal pieces. Those are called frets. And you can see here that this gives us the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets, but we only are concerned with the first 3 for now, so we can stop right there. And what that means is we're going to put our 3rd finger behind the 3rd fret, like this. So, if you've got your ukulele, you can go ahead and have a seat. Grab the neck with your left hand, like this. And then if you want to sit and play, it can go on your lap like that. If you want to stand and play, which is what I'm going to do, you can kind of hold it so it's right about underneath your ribs, or however is comfortable, so that when this comes up, your elbow doesn't have to like reach up too high or down too low. It's just kind of bent and comfortable. And this will settle in over time. Okay, so here we are. And the first thing I want you to do is take your pointer finger behind the 1st fret, your 2nd finger behind the 2nd fret, and your 3rd finger behind the 3rd fret, like so. Press them down nice and hard. Keep your thumb on top of the neck right here. It can be a little bit behind if you want, and notice that when you do that, it lets your fingers kind of curve around and get a little bit more on their points, which is exactly what we want. We want the fingers to land on the tips like that, so that when we're using the other strings, we can place a finger down without touching the other ones. If they lay too flat, it will sound bad because you will hit the other strings. So, 1, 2, 3. Now, you don't have to have all 3 pressed down, but you do have to at least have 3 pressed down, and it should sound like that. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Play the open string here. This is the open A string. And I'm plucking a little high. I could pluck down here. It'll change the sound just a little bit, but not much. And then 3rd finger on the 3rd fret. Notice that I want the finger to land just a little bit behind the fret. If it's on top of it, like this, the string will kind of get pushed down, maybe onto the 4th fret, resulting in a weak sound like that. If it's just behind the fret, then it's being pressed firmly against the metal, and it will resonate like that. Okay, so this chord is going to use just the 3rd finger there, and then all the other open strings, and strum them fast, so it has the effect of being one sound. And you can use a pick if you want to. I find it's easier, though, just to use your fingers at first to get control. And in ukulele, we'll do things like use the back of our nails sometimes. But for now, just the thumb is fine. And that's the C chord. So take your hand off, shake it out a little bit, and then find it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Alright, and that is the beginning of song number 1. If you look over here, song number 1, you shall see that it's C, and then it has these slash marks. Each time there's a slash mark, it wants you to play the chord again. So this would be C, 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 C. So let's do that real quick. C chord again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. C chord. Alright, now if you've got that, let's learn the G7 chord, and that's all we're going to do for today. The third finger is going to move back to the second fret. And then the pointer finger is going to go onto the first fret of the next string. That's the E string. And then your middle finger should be kind of hanging out right in the middle. It has to reach up to the third string. And then we're going to play all 4 of those. Which doesn't sound so great just by itself when it's one at a time like that. But that is the G7 chord when it's all put together. And your fingers make a little bit of a triangle. So, now this is pretty tricky because we have to put down all 3 fingers. So if that's too hard, what I would recommend doing is playing the third finger, and then just the first finger, get those 2, and I'm going to strum just these 2 right here. And if those both sound okay, then I'll add the next one. And then you have to make sure that that middle finger is not touching the second string. That's going to be the risk right there. So swing your elbow around a little bit if you have to. Get the fingers so they're right on the tips. Very close to the nail. You don't want to use the pad of the finger. See how you have to kind of get to know what your hand is like in more detail than most people do. Your pad of the finger is kind of squishy. It's real fleshy. Good for gripping onto things, but not very good for playing music. We want to be close to the tip of the bone, which is right up there, close to right behind the nail, and your nails have to be pretty short most of the time. So there you go, G7 chord. And then if you've got that, the next thing that's going to happen in song number 1 is it's going to do G7, 2, 3, 4 times, and then it marks it again, G7, 2, 3, 4. They don't have to tell us that they're switching to G7 again. They could have just put 8 of them, but they're helping us by grouping them into common units. And in music, we use 4s an awful lot. So 4 Cs, 4 G7s, 4 more G7s, and then 4 Cs. Let's try it. Remember the C chord? Here we are. I can set like this. C chord, 1, 2, 3. Make sure that one sounds good. And then we're going to strum all 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then we're going to switch to the G7 by moving back, 2, 3. And then we're going to do it 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then back to C chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's that. Now if you want to try to play it a little faster, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's just a cute little getting started song. So, called Starting Out. Alright, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. And I think that's all for now. You can, rank the songs, tell me if you think they're cool or if they're not cool, if they're boring. You can say you want to learn some other songs. I don't know, whatever. But this is what we're going to do, these little short videos, and that's it for today. That's our practice. After a few days, it'll build up, so you'll have more stuff you can play. But our practice will be just the first few minutes, these little tiny videos each day. And our playing will be reviewing the old stuff and then, just kind of playing around, having fun, making music. So, all right, good job, everybody. I'll talk to you later. See you tomorrow.